Excuse me?
You too? Damn. No wonder.
Now, we are live. They are seeing the countdown.
Oh, you're about to get beat up.
But they can hear us. So be mindful what you say here. Oh, but this is going to give... next week, guys, I will have a much shorter timer instead of this long-ass 3-minute one. We're going to cut it down to about 30 seconds, maybe even 20 seconds.
Let's just go like 50 seconds.
15 seconds?
50 seconds.
50? No, I want something short.
Oh, like you?
Like you.
Couldn't help it. I know, we're this little short people.
Short people got nobody.
We got people. We're just mighty.
Nobody. Which means I'm gonna have to learn to share this, and look what I'm doing here. I'm gonna share groups. Why are you giving me such a hard time today?
Because it likes you.
It's all the way up here in Little End.
Technically, it's still Frisco.
Yeah, technically
you gotta
it's
go
Frisco.
about a quarter mile that way or that way to be in Little End. Larry's already on.
Hi, Larry.
Because you know he's on.
Hi, Larry.
He's like, who's that? That's a different voice. Who's that voice?
Well, you know how we are, man. I may not have to be able to share it till later. But we are 37 seconds before going live.
I can hear it. Sorry.
There we go. Now, see, I got all these groups, and so I just go share. I got 20 seconds. Can I do it in 20 seconds?
Check that like that's a vault page.
It's Adrian's page. I got 5 seconds before we go live. I'll finish up the rest when we go to the intro.
Okay, go to the intro.
Welcome everybody to Tales from the Lounge. What are you smoking? I'm Ron.
I'm Rhonda.
And this is our special guest, Josh Sims. And we're going to put him on the spot tonight and probably laugh at each other a lot. So, but first off, we're drinking a little 1792. I texted Josh earlier and said, "What do you like to drink?" He goes, "Whiskey." I'm like,
All day.
all day long. But what was Monday?
Halloween.
It was Halloween, was it not?
Yeah, all day.
That is my favorite holiday. So in honor of that, I brought out some Techawahe Skinny Monsters.
Nice.
Say
So
it- how
that
you-
is what we're
how
smoking
you say that again?
tonight.
Techawahe.
Tatawahe.
And these are the ones from February 2016.
Ooh.
So they got a little age on them.
They
And
got
I want you to
little
see,
age?
I'm pulling the cellophane off of
Yes,
this.
for the first time. So
These-
they are nice and ripe and ready to go.
This was the first monster series I bought. I actually bought it at Industrial. Of
course you did.
I had seen something on the interwebs about it, and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to give that a try because, you know, like I said, I love Halloween. So I went in, and Dave had these, and they were actually a little old. They're from the previous year. And let's see if I can figure out how to open this here. I hate to do this, but I'm going to peel that. You got a knife on you? You're
Come
the
on
man.
now.
You're the man.
He stays ready
Oh,
so he doesn't have to get ready. There you go.
That's right. You know, I'm a lover, not a fighter, so, you know,
I knew we were going to be in Little End, so
You came prepared, right?
I'm prepared.
I knew,
Technically, we are in Frisco still.
that's true.
Just barely. Just barely. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
And I want you to look at this. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, wait.
Ooh.
Those are pretty.
Ooh, those are like beautiful.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Is there a purple band in there by chance?
Purple.
How do you say that?
Because purple's her color.
Oh, I never would have guessed.
And I'll tell you what, each
I'll
one
get
of
as
these
close.
is different. I'm going to let each one of y'all pick one out of there.
Ladies first.
And while
Oh,
they're
well, thank
picking
you.
cigars and we start
Let
getting
me
lined,
see.
we're going to do a little intro. And we are back already.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Give
Wesley
me just a
Vaughn.
second, guys. I'm still sharing out here. There we go. All right, all done.
Okay, are you ready? Are
And
you
then
done
I'll get-
sharing?
And we've got 7 people on right now. I can't believe I'm actually popular today.
You're not.
I'm not. Wesley's on. Larry's.
Hi, Rob.
Rob's on. How are you doing, Rob? You know Rob.
I do?
Yeah.
Yes. Who doesn't know Rob?
Yeah. What's up, Rob?
Well, hey, you didn't know who I was.
Oh, everybody knows who you are.
That's
So-
the running gag. All right. So
Where are these from?
these are from. I've gone brain dead. What's Pete's last name? Who does Tetuaje? I'm gonna have
know
this
his
blue
last name.
man.
Just know what the first name.
Oh, no. They look pretty.
They ought to taste.
They smell
fantastic.
pretty, and they're gonna smoke pretty too, honey.
Yeah. These are Nicaraguan
Ready.
from Esteli. I love Esteli, Nicaragua. Pete's got an interesting. I keep wanting to say Pete Townsend, but that's not it.
That's
the
not
singer.
it.
But Pete's been to the shop. In fact, he's been there a couple of times.
Hello, Miss Lavonda Jones.
What's up?
Hey, Lavonda.
Hey, Mama.
My mom's on? How's that possible? She's dead.
Oh my goodness. Is her name Lavonda too?
No.
Okay then.
It was Vivian.
It didn't take long to bring the room down.
I mean, really, right? Oh, Debbie Downer right now, dude.
Oh. So, how's everybody doing tonight?
A lot better now.
Awesome, awesome.
Right.
Well, you know me, it's another beautiful day in paradise.
Yes, it is.
Let me
Raise
get
your
mine
glass.
lit here real quick.
Come on.
All right.
Let's do
We're
our
gonna raise
normal
the
cheers.
glasses.
Since you announced what we're drinking, and I always do that, but you know, you go right on ahead, dude.
To a great show and
Yes.
and to new friends.
Absolutely. Off the bat, this is tasty.
My God, yeah, and it's so smooth.
Burns well, tastes good.
Chris Coulter's on. Good to see you, Chris. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm not drinking out of his glass. So if y'all see me reaching to the left, scream at me.
Hi,
So-
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
So, how was everybody's Halloween?
It was decent, considering it's my least favorite holiday of the year.
It's my favorite holiday of the year.
Hate Halloween, always have.
Yeah, I'm not a
I've
big fan
always
of
loved
Halloween
it.
either.
And in fact, for probably 15 years, I had an annual Halloween party. And I actually got married on Halloween to my ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
That's probably why
And,
she the ex now.
No, that's not why she's the ex.
That's got to be a sign somewhere.
Well, it's a sign that we're weird. And she and I will both admit that we're weird, and me probably more than she is. But no, you know, it's just I love the whole fact that people wander around, the kids, and having fun and dressing up and just doing goofy stuff.
I
you
do
know?
like watching my girls go trick or treat, dressing up, having fun. But me personally, never have, never will. I hate scary movies. I hate haunted houses. Hate everything about them.
I'm right there with
Nah.
you.
So
Oh, Chris is smoking something good. He's smoking a leaf and grain cigar from Reos.
Rojas.
Rojas.
But that's tasty.
And we got to talk more about this liquor you're drinking there, El Amato Responda, or what?
Is that a tequila?
That is
that was my guess.
That sounds like a tequila. Chris, is that a tequila?
So I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes, and I apologize. And I apologize to Industrial Cigar Company. I have not posted any of the pictures and stuff that I took at the Halloween party yet, but they have been posting a lot of stuff. But they always do a big deal, and it is always amazing. Everybody in costume. There were some great costumes. And Stephen and Charlotte Reyes.
They won the
couples
yes.
costume contest. I was so happy for them.
Yes.
That was so cool. And
I was happy to see them there to get out. You know, after her surgery and everything, they just needed to get out. So
her surgery has just been phenomenal.
That's good. That's good. She said she was healing up very nicely too. So that's
they
that's
figured
a good
for at least 3 or 4 weeks she'd have limitation, but she came in a couple of Saturdays and goes and went like this. I mean, but they'd cut part of her collarbone off and reattach, and they said they moved part of her bicep from here all the way up back here, and all kinds of weird stuff.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Modern surgery technology now is just crazy what they're able to do.
I saw the video of with like maybe the top 3 like costume, and those people went all out for sure.
They do. I hate that I missed it this year, but
did you see Kayla's costume?
It was beautiful.
It was amazing.
I loved her costume.
Oh my god! And there was a joke that was the most covered for a Halloween costume she's ever been.
Leave Kayla alone. Leave my girl alone. Her
Kayla.
costume was beautiful, and
it was,
and all her costumes are.
Yeah, you're right.
Everyone that she comes in, they're always phenomenal. So leave my girl alone.
Kathleen's was dead on point too. I mean, her and Adrian's, they were Bonnie and Clyde. You know. So anyway,
they nailed that.
That fits.
So.
I see Ty was a Tony the Tiger.
Yes. Yes. And even had a box of Frosted Flakes.
I bet he did. I bet he did.
It was hilarious. And a couple of people grabbed him by the tail. And I come up later and go, you better be careful grabbing a tiger by the tail, man. You know what they say.
So I guess that is tequila that he was drinking.
Yes.
So, yes.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
So, keeping with this Halloween, so when's the last haunted house you went to?
The last haunted house I went to was probably 2 or 3 years ago at Six Flags. And we went to the Fright Fest festival with the daughters. And one of my daughters wanted to do the haunted house, but I had to go with her. So we bought the pass and we did all the haunted houses at Six Flags. But that same daughter, probably about 12 years ago, she was probably, well, yeah, I guess she was about 12, 13. We were in Colorado and she decided she wanted to go to a haunted house. And so we found a haunted house. And it was like $30 a ticket. You know, they were not cheap.
Right.
So I buy
They're
2
usually
tickets.
not.
So we get there early. We buy 2 tickets. And we're fixing to go in. And somebody screams on the inside. This blood-curdling scream.
And she said, hell no.
And she says, hell no. And there's no refunds. We didn't even get in the door. And I'm out $60.
Well, you know.
They offered to, hey, listen, if she wants to come back during the day, you know, and when it's not as scary, and we're doing, you know, show stuff, you know, y'all can come, but we never did. But I was like, damn it. Oh, so anyway, you know,
memories. See, memories.
No. 2 years ago, I went to a haunted house, but actually it was kind of a haunted mansion party thing, and it was lame, super lame. And then about 4 years ago, I was in New Orleans for Halloween.
Oh,
and we
I
went
bet
to a haunted.
that was super
we
fun.
went to a haunted mortuary.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'm sure it
and
was super fun, but
it was.
I don't like anything scary.
You know,
so
No.
out done.
I'm one of those guys that I don't want to say I'm not afraid of anything. There are things that scare me, but I'm also a logical person. I know I'm walking through a haunted house. They can't touch me, and they can't do anything to me. And so people are jumping out, blah blah blah. And one guy came up and did a big scare or something, and as we're walking by, I just turned around to him. It's a good costume and good moves, man. And he was like, "Oh, thanks, man." Because they're actors. But the one at the mortuary, the actors were phenomenal. The costumes were great.
No, you can have that. I'm good.
I'm right there.
I might pee on myself.
No, thank you.
They scare me so bad. Heck no. I cannot handle that.
Last one I
Nope,
went to,
I'm good.
I was 15.
Was you?
Yeah, and I was going with a bunch of my friends.
Now, where'd you say you grew up?
Born and raised in Frisco, Texas.
Okay. Do you remember the haunted house they used to have on the edge of Forney? And it was a house.
Yes.
And they had a whole carnival and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I went there one time, and it was pretty good. But the problem was they had some dumbass trying to be smart and punched one of the actors, and so they had to shut everything down. And
that's too bad.
It's
unfortunate when you get people like that.
Yeah,
Ruin it for
yeah.
everybody
I didn't
else.
know if they still had the.
But they had a flamethrower on the top of the. It was a 2-3-story building. Old house.
Mm-hmm.
It had a flamethrower on the top that shot up in the air. It was pretty cool.
I didn't know if they still had the one down in Waxahachie. That
I don't know.
it was. I know they had like a haunted hayride. I think several haunted houses.
Yeah,
and
you
that
guys
one,
can have that.
I'm not going.
All right.
Nope.
So how's this cigar going so far?
Smooth and tasty.
Very smooth.
What kind of flavors are you getting out of it? How's your palate developing? And then we'll get into that.
Man, I am still trying to develop my taste buds with my early cigar journey.
Yes. And that's what we're going to talk about. How long have you been smoking cigars?
6 months.
6 months.
I guess.
He is a flat ass newbie.
I guess.
Newbie. We were once there
yeah.
before. We were
all there at one
We
time.
were once there.
And that's kind of the cool thing that I want to do with this show is let's talk about people's cigar journey. What got you into cigars?
Well, when I was my early 20s, I was smoking. Long story short, a friend of mine invited me to go to Razoo's off the tollway by Cinemark. And we were going to watch.
No Razoo's.
Heck yeah! It was. We were going to watch a Maverick playoff game.
All right.
I'll never forget it. And he stopped, and when we got there, he handed me a Macanudo. It was his favorite cigar, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" He was like,
Smoke it.
"It's like smoke while we're drinking." So he got me into it for a while, and it's back when you could smoke in restaurants and cigars at that.
That's been a long time ago.
Oh yeah. So I was smoking, and then met my wife. We smoked just a little bit, and then had kids. And I stopped for a long time, and then my daughter's friend's dad is a big cigar smoker, and he turned his media room into like a cigar lounge. And
when are we going over there?
yeah, right. He's a good guy. He's got a bunch of sticks. Offers me one. I'll say one to 5 every time I go over there. And
Because that's what cigar people do.
That's what we do. We're friendly.
And that's what I found out. I found out quickly. Well, he handed me a cigar. I went home. My wife travels for work. Put the kids to bed and lit it up.
Where were you at when you lit it up in the house?
Never in the house.
Oh no, he's smart. He's smart.
I know my wife, and I know I wouldn't have a house to come back to.
Yes.
And she would notice it as soon as she walked
Exactly.
out the door.
Oh,
In
exactly.
fact, she wouldn't get to the door good.
And
She'd
she
put
would
her hand
notice
on the handle and go,
Oh, she
what
could.
the hell?
She could definitely smell it from outside. So I was on my back patio, and come full circle, I was actually turned on the Maverick game on my iPad, was watching it and smoking, and I forgot how much it was relaxing and made me feel.
Yep.
And so he told me about Industrial Cigar Company in Frisco, and I was like, okay, let me check this place out after a few months, and went in there and can't even tell you who was working at the time.
Because when you walk in, when you first walk in, I did the same thing. When you first walk in, you're really not paying attention to who's behind the counter because there's just somebody behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, you were exactly right. He asked me what I liked, and I just told him light shade.
Yep.
Didn't call it a wrapper.
He just said light shade.
Didn't call it a Connecticut. I didn't know what kind of country of origin, or I still can't tell you any of them.
But, don't
That's okay.
don't make
it's okay.
I was joking with somebody the other night that Darren's fixing to put out some cigars. He got the tobacco from Zimbabwe, and I was like, I didn't know they grew cigar tobacco in Zimbabwe. He goes, I didn't either, but I found it, and I'm going to buy a bunch of it and make a bunch of cigars because the leaves are just fantastic. I was like, well,
I don't know if we're supposed to say this, but is that the one that we smoked in the back room with him?
Yes. It was good.
So you phenomenal.
You got a first-hand taste of what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
So when they come out, you already know. So I expect you to be buying a bunch of them.
So
and then share.
Yeah.
I want to try it myself.
So
Zimbabwe, I want to try this. I want to try this tobacco.
So I got the ICC house stick, and
great stick, by the way. Phenomenal stick, by the way.
He
another Darren Shaw.
Yeah. Found that out too. Mm-hmm. And then he pointed over to Definition Cigars, and he told me they were from Dallas, and they could have been the worst ones in the humidor, and I was gonna buy them because they were from Dallas.
Yep.
But
you were pleasantly surprised, were you not?
So they are a great. It's like the entire line is phenomenal.
Yes.
You can't even go wrong with the line.
Nothing.
So whatever you want to smoke, whatever your preference is, DC's got it.
So probably about a month later, because I was only smoking one cigar maybe every 2-3 weeks, and I know now that it was the Prolific cigar, and I was like, oh my God, this is my cigar aha moment, and I was like, I gotta get me some more of these, and I gotta go back up to ICC like pronto.
So would you say that by far right now is your favorite cigar?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, see, I have a favorite cigar too. Mine's the Crux Bull and Bear.
Yep, that was actually one of the ones that my daughter's friend's dad gave me.
Excellent, see?
Yeah,
go wrong.
Absolutely. So, I don't know. I guess it was at the end of August or September that I actually went through the door and sat in the lounge.
And didn't you just love the fellowship? Everybody's so nice in there, right?
Loved it.
Right.
I walked in there and was a little intimidated. Didn't know anybody, and a bunch of people found out that it was my first time and started handing me cigars.
That's the life.
Left and right.
That is the culture. That is the lifestyle. That's what we love about that. They did the same thing to me when I first started.
The other cool thing is, as you get more acclimated, you get some more sticks, and you start seeing new people come in.
You do the same thing.
You're going to be doing, what are you smoking? You need to smoke this.
Yeah.
You know, and I did the same thing to Ron the first time she popped into the shop, and I've seen her do it to several people. And, and it's a fun thing to share a passion with each other, So it's really cool.
It was a little intimidating to me when I first went in there because I was the only female in there that
day
when I went.
I can imagine.
Initially, I was going to just get my six and just roll on home, but at the time I lived in Valley Ranch, so I was like, this is like a 45-minute drive for me.
Well, you were supposed to meet somebody there, and they bailed on you.
The bestie, Victoria.
Victoria, I know.
Yes. And so I was like, well, hell no.
Call her out, man. Call her out.
I'm going to call her out. Well, she'll be here soon. She'll be here this month. So I decided, well, you know what? Hell, shit, this is 45-minute damn drive. I'm not going back home. So I decided to sit there and smoke, and then that's when I met everybody. That's the first time I met.
The first time was the Saturdays at the shop.
Yeah, those are always fun.
when that show got over, Brandon was the first one to come over and be like, "Can I get you anything?
Oh, yes.
How you doing?" And then Dave Pops was like, he handed me, I think it was a Principal Aviator. Hey, take this. And I'm like, is this, everybody get stuff free when they come into the lounge?
Sometimes it works that way.
Sometimes it works that
And
way.
well, in the Saturday at the shop, they don't do it a lot, but periodically one of the vendors will say, "Hey, listen, I want to kind of sponsor this Saturday at the shop this week. So anybody who comes in gets a free stick, And they don't throw that out there, but if you are privileged enough to make it on a regular basis, it's not
you just never know what you're going to get when you go to
Oh,
Saturday.
no, not at all. And so after that, Mark McClurkin
He's there always at the service shop.
invited me to kind of sit in the back of the lounge and sat there with me for an hour and a half to 2 hours, taking me from how they grow the tobacco to having it rest to the wrapper, the filler, the everything.
Yes, he's very knowledgeable. I cannot wait till he gets his line.
Oh, I can't either. And
I'm very excited for him. I'm so happy for him.
But it's a journey.
It is a journey.
He's been working on this for more than a couple of years, and
he's getting close. He's getting
close. Now let me tell you a funny story. He got some samples in, and I'm not going to say from where, but he got some samples in, and he's sitting there, and he's got a notebook, and he's smoking them and evaluating them as he's smoking them. And so me and I think it was Dustin sat down with him, and he's doing this and handing it to us and letting us smoke, and we found one that was phenomenal. And I was like, dude, that's it. That's the one you need to lead with. He goes, yeah. So he texts the guy that he got it from, and he goes, wait a minute. You weren't supposed to get that one.
Oh, no.
That's one that I'm fixing to put out.
Oh, wow.
Well, when he sat with me, he said, "Hey, wait right here a second." And I'm like, "I'm not going to go anywhere."
You're at the private lounge. You're not going anywhere.
You're right. You're not going anywhere.
Oh, so he comes back, and it looks like a big old tackle box. Mm-hmm. And he goes,
we all have them, by the way.
So he goes, "Hey, let's smoke some samples." And I'm like, I've only smoked one cigar at a time, like, in my life. And he was like, come on, let's smoke some samples. So he rolls out this thing, and he pulls one out from his line, and it's 5.1. He goes, "This is our 5.1. And I start smoking that, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And he goes, "Yeah, that was one of our rejects." I'm like, how is that?
Right?
How is that a reject? And then I think I got halfway through that one, and I think he was like, hey, "This is a number 7." And I go, "Well, what's the number 7?" He was like, "Well, this is the 7th one that we were trying to tweak." And I was like, "Oh my God, that was even better than the number 5." And he was like,
"Yeah, that was a reject too, huh?"
Yeah, that just quite. And I go, "What are you up to?" And he goes, "I think we were up to like 16 or 17."
Yep.
And he goes, "We're just about there, but we need to tweak it just a little bit more." I'm like, I don't know about anybody else, but I think you're there. So him sitting down with me, everybody coming to meet, definitely brought me back in. It had been, trying to go ever since.
It's awesome.
Hey, pass me that lighter that you sold.
Hey, sister. My
lighter.
sister
I didn't
Caitlin is
steal
watching.
anything.
You sure about that? This is the one I brought out of my pocket.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
This is a special one I got last night. That
Mine's sitting right here.
that Mr. Cigars and Guns himself.
looks a
see,
little-
you're
it looks
trying
a little-
to you're trying to steal his lighter. We don't.
No,
We don't
no,
steal
no.
people's
I'm
stuff.
trying to Bogart his lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, mine's got crux on it. He's got cigars and guns.
Both of mine ran out of fuel last night, and Adrian pitched this one to me. I tried to give it back to him, and he goes, just take it. I was like,
you see how the cigar life is.
Yes,
cigar life
absolutely.
So even my sister's on. My sister's watching. Caitlin Alexis.
Hi,
That is
Caitlin.
my sister.
Good to see you.
And so we travel together. Like she likes to travel with me, and I like to travel with her because we have such fun. But wherever we go, she knows I'm going to find a cigar lounge, and she's right there with me, She doesn't smoke, but she goes and supports, and she hooks it up. Like, she takes care of her big sister. She's actually one of the ones that got me a bottle of the Eagle Rare. So that's how I ended up with extra bottles of Eagle Rare.
Yeah, we need to talk afterwards.
Yeah,
Yes, honey. Yes. And he's still salty about that.
We're still in serious discussions over that issue.
Sister, we'll talk afterwards because I'm going to need some Eagle Rare soon.
So it got to, I felt comfortable at a lounge that we went to Chicago not too long ago, and I was looking up some of their, a lounge to go to, and while my wife was working, I bought some beer, went over to a cigar lounge in Chicago, and sat down with 2 or 3 guys for a couple hours, just picking their brains. And
Have I met Caitlin yet?
You have not met my sister yet.
I got to meet Caitlin.
She's cool.
So do I.
She's dope. She's my, like, literally, you can tell we're sisters. Like, the way we are together, the way we act together, like, she's my mini-me. I'm just the older sister.
I understand.
She don't take no shit. She tells it like it is. She's just
not like you, right?
She's like her older sister. I'm telling you, she's like her older sister. And mess with me if you want to, because she'll get you.
Now, because, and I'm so glad you're here today, because this is something very important. If you're just getting into cigars, it can be a little intimidating at first.
Absolutely.
Am I wrong?
No, you're 100% spot on.
And the point I want to show to you is, don't be. If you want to get into cigars, or somebody who wants to get into cigars, take them to a reputable lounge, let the staff help take care of them, point them in the right directions, and when you walk into a lounge for the first time, don't be afraid to say, listen, I don't know anything about cigars. I'm a complete dumbass noob. Help me.
And they'll even take care of you even more if you say I'm complete.
Exactly.
Don't say you're a complete dumbass. Just say.
Oh no! Be honest, man. Because I'm being honest when I say that.
Okay, you're gonna say that you're a complete dumbass. Just say I don't know anything about it. I'm new to this. I mean, that's just the woman's point of view. And like you're man, you're probably gonna say, yeah, I'm a complete dumbass. That's when we're not gonna say that. We're like,
well, that's really because I don't have to worry about getting hit on.
And so we're gonna need a little help because we just don't really know, and that's okay.
But you know what? The people at the lounges and the people.
Hi, Amy. That's my sister-in-law's on.
Oh, cool. The deal is they will respect you more coming in, being honest, and they will help you out. If you come in and try to perpetrate some bullshit and say, where are your Cubans? I mean, come on
now. What is up with these Cubans? Like, seriously, you're gonna walk into a lounge and you're gonna say, where are these Cubans? You have to be a complete dumbass to do that.
Well, I've
seriously,
since I've started smoking, they're like, well, do you smoke Cubans? I'm like, first of all, I don't have the money to buy real Cubans.
Well, and here's the deal.
Especially now that I've known that they've gone up like 5 times.
No. Here's the deal. And I touched on this at another lounge the other day with somebody. If you go into any cigar lounge and you buy a Monte Cristo, Romeo and Juliet, Cohiba, whatever, those are not Cuban cigars.
No.
Well, who said they were?
You can't get
people.
Who said they were?
A lot of people will say they are. And the deal is, those names are Cuban cigars, but because of the embargo, Cuba is farming that out to Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic, and those cigars are actually Nicaraguan and Dominican Republic tobacco. And in fact, Cuba does not even produce enough tobacco at this stage to support all of their yearly orders for Cuban cigars. And they're pulling in tobacco from Nicaragua, Dominican, and other places to fill their Cuban orders.
It's smart.
They've got to make the money somehow or another. And Cuba is famous for their cigars, and they've got to keep the image up, and that's the main deal. But if you're the only way to buy Cubans,
do not go on a cruise and buy cigars,
Cuban cigars,
in a glass case.
Yeah,
because those are not real. What I want you to do, if you just so happen to want to just spend a little money, go ahead and get it. Open it up and just see what's inside of it. Because Because there's going to be all kinds of nasty shit.
And if you can, and if
So
you
are
can,
you speaking from experience?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I'm speaking from experience because, lo and behold, let me just say, I had a friend at work who her now husband went on a cruise, and they knew I smoked, so they were just being nice and bringing me back cigars. They didn't know, and I didn't know because I was still new to smoking too. So I ended up giving them to Ron, and he kind of.
well, you had smoked a couple of them.
I did not smoke not one. You got the whole pack.
I did not get the whole pack.
No, he had already took some out.
Okay.
He had smoked some. He had smoked. He had took 2 of them out of there.
Because I was going to say, I only had 2 or 3 of them in the box.
For the record, you guys, I did not smoke them.
Okay.
Because
But
I had
you and I
already
cut
knew.
last-
Because I had already posted on Facebook in our group, in the boardroom group, about these. And Dave was the one that told me, don't smoke that.
And
yes.
I cut one on the show earlier with Chris, and then you and I cut the last one
Mm-hmm.
up.
I've heard y'all talking about that before.
Yep. Well, Nelson Alfonso, who does the Atabey, Byron, and Bandolero line.
Which Atabey?
I've definitely heard
the
that
Atabey, the Bandoleros. Oh my God.
He does all of the packaging design for Cuban cigars.
Oh, he does? Is that how?
And that's how he makes his money. And because his family line did the Byron before Castro took over and confiscated it, he bought that name back from the Cuban government.
Oh, wow.
And so he is doing this as a passion for his family. Mm-hmm. And that's why the quality, you're talking 12, 14-year-old age tobacco and, just a phenomenal quality on the cigars because it's a family legacy. But he makes a lot of his money from doing all the design work for the Cuban government for their stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And in fact, it's not uncommon. You'll flip over like a Cohiba ashtray. Mm-hmm. It'll have the Byron logo on the bottom of it.
There's so much to learn. There's so much to
so
learn.
anyway,
You kind of ingest all this at once, but I mean,
no.
We had a cigar. It's just so much. It's so much.
We had a cigar 101 with Nelson when he came to the shop. And I asked him about that because, I'd already had some knowledge. And, he said flat out, we do not produce anything with a glass case. If it's in a glass case, it's a fake. But then he also goes in and he explains, actually, there are 3 types of Cuban cigars. He says you have the main line of Cuban cigars, which are produced by the Cuban government, controlled by the Cuban government, and those are authentic Cuban cigars. Then you have black market cigars. All the rollers get to take home 5 cigars a day. They will sell those to tourists because they are Cuban cigars, but they're black market because they're not sanctioned by the government. And so, but you have to be careful. If you're roaming around in Cuba and somebody says, hey, I got some Cuban cigars, you want some Cuban cigars? Be mindful. They may be black market, and if you're caught with them and they're caught selling them, they'll go to jail for 2 years.
Huh.
Yeah, no. I can't. No. I'm not going to buy. Thank you for the offer.
Then you have real fake Cuban cigars, and those are people who have bought $1 or $2 cigars or just rolled up a bunch of crap. And I've heard that they even do floor sweepings.
I've heard that.
Which is what is in those glass containers.
Because on Alibaba, you can buy a Cohiba kit, and they will send you the box, all the labels, all the tags that need to go on them. Yes. And they'll buy a $2 or $1 or $2 cigar, take the band off, put a Cohiba band on it, put it in the glass case, and sell it for $100 for a 5.
I've seen some of those Cohiba labels that look legit, but people who know what they're talking about are like, oh, this doesn't line up here. This is touching this. It's not supposed to.
Well, McClurkin, me, and Chris Pennington, Dustin, and Carlos went to Cuba about 3 years ago.
Yeah, they actually went.
And it was kind of funny because one of the events that I scheduled while we were there was a bar hop. And the guy that was running the event, we went to 3 different bars. They provided drinks, and they also provided a cigar. Well, we got to the first place, and he handed the cigar, and it was Cohiba. And all the guys were looking at it going, it's a fake. And we didn't say anything to the guy.
Right.
But we all kind of looked at each other and went,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we went ahead and smoked it, but we were thinking, yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
you know,
a
you
fake.
had to go and smoke it because you didn't want to be disrespectful either.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we had a great time.
All right, so tell me how you've become like an honorary Frank's member of the family.
Well, I stumbled across them by accident after they'd only been open a couple of weeks, and they were so nice. And in fact, I didn't even buy anything from them the first time I was there. I was actually looking for my very first humidor, and I went to another shop there in Frisco, and they really didn't have what I wanted. So I just Googled cigar lounge near me, and industrial happened to pop up. So I wander over there. Nathan was working, and he goes, we don't really have any humidors in yet. He says, but really, if you want a good selection of humidors, go down to Elite and go down there and check them out. So I did, and I bought my first humidor, but they were so close, and he was so nice. I was like, and their shop, and he gave me the tour of the shop, and I was like, this is a really nice place. Mm-hmm. So I just started coming in. And then, you know, they became so much of a, for a lack of a better description, family to me, because every time I came in, I was always greeted, treated nicely. And once they started doing the Saturday at the Shop show, I always started showing up, and I would show up early and help them clean up and get ready for the show.
Okay.
And people used to joke that, you know, Ron comes in and he just kind of works. And I'm like, well, it's my house too.
Right.
I got to keep my house clean.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is, and I'm sure I'm one of the few who do it, but
You're not one of the few, because when I'm there, I help
but you
clean
and
up.
I are one of the few. I'm not everybody does this, but you know, if I ash accidentally on the floor, I go grab a broom. If my ashtray needs to be emptied, and the other guys are busy, I'll just empty it myself. You know, I want to respect the place. I want to respect my second home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because I show that passion not only for the product but for their house, I'm a member of the family.
There was a group, I don't know, about a month ago, and you know, they left like cans and like some empty liquor bottles, and I'm just like, why? Like,
Yeah,
you know somebody's gonna do it, but why not just do it yourself?
Right.
Yep.
'Cause that's very
It's-
rude and disrespectful. That is just
Well,
cigar
don't get me
etiquette,
wrong.
like 101. You should
You
know better not to
and
not to go
jokingly,
into
I
a
don't want
house.
to work somebody else out of a job, but still, you know. And the other deal was, you know, at one point in time, I was to the point where I did have access to the back lounge, and if somebody up front needed water, instead of waiting on one of the guys to come by, I would just go back and get it for them, and you know, and that took some of the pressure off of them, especially on a busy night, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and when they started doing the Saturdays in the shop, you know, I wanted to help them as much as possible, because if they succeed there, that helps me. I don't have to go looking for another lounge,
Right.
you know. And
they're 15 minutes from like where I live.
they're 15
Excellent,
minutes
yeah,
from my
see?
live. And when I move here, I'm going to be 10
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, it's going to be even closer. He's
and
gonna,
I'm like,
he's going to be
hey,
even closer.
I can't pass that deal up.
No.
Oh, by the way, before we go any further, prayers for Chris and his fiance. She's not feeling well, had some medical issues. She was in the hospital yesterday. I've not heard from Chris today. I've tried to call him. I left him a message. But prayers for Chris, and I hope everything's going okay up there. We miss you. We love you. And
We love you,
I
Chris.
can't wait to see you again, brother.
Can't wait to meet you for the first time.
Right? Yeah, you know, him and his fiance, they bought a house up there in Michigan. So he's been spending his time half here, half there, mostly there right now, because, you know, they just got this house.
Well, you know what?
So
the
they're just
lucky
trying
thing
to, you know,
is,
they're
he's
just
in
trying
a
to get
position
together.
where his job will let him work remote.
Yeah, because he works
so,
remotely.
Good.
So, I mean,
And so, you know, that's
a
been
wonderful
a
thing.
godsend for him. And you know, not to get too personal or anything, it's kind of a godsend for me as far as the situation goes, because I'm going to be renting his house out from him and taking care of his house here, so he didn't have to sell it and, you know, that type of thing. So it's a win-win as far as that goes. But I'm gonna miss the son of a bitch.
Well, you're talking about the people in the back lounge. You know, at first I'd be like, you know what? The back lounge is the back lounge. They pay a premium for that.
They do.
Maybe they're gonna be assholes. You know?
No.
Just from this is from like
he's a newbie going in there, so he has no idea. So this is the thing. This is the thought process that he has. He doesn't know.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, because you think the worst always first, usually.
And you know. Other lounges, you know, you hear things. You know that people in the back lounge will never interact with people in the front. You know, but
not at industrial, honey. Let me tell you.
No.
Everybody, let me tell you, Ty alone will. He sits out more in the front with us than he's in the back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know I've met him.
Oh no! If you have. You met Ty. I'm absolutely 100% sure you have met Ty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about, but you're right. He spends up time up front talking to people.
Yes, he sits there and he has his stuff out there. That's my brother from another mother. Let me tell you, don't talk about my Ty.
So I'll tell you what. Him and I are almost twins.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I'll tell you what.
I already know. Here, we having cheers.
Let me
because you're on your second refill, and Josh and I we still haven't refilled our stuff, so we know who's gonna be the lush tonight.
I'm always the lush.
Well, but you're gonna be lush tonight.
You know what? Ty and I are funny because our music taste are like this, and in fact, he mentioned something, and we get to talking to music and old music, and Ty and I will just sit for hours talking about old music, old bands, and old stuff. And in fact, at the party Saturday night, I'm telling on you, Ty, he was a little afraid. He goes, "Go ask Busy to play Caroline."
Ooh,
Neil Diamond.
Why he sent you? He sent you to ask Busy
because he knew I would.
Why did he send the white guy?
Because Neil Diamond's a white guy. And we played that.
He knew who to send. You want him to play? Go send Ron.
That's right, because our music tastes are so in sync. When he said Caroline, I said, "Oh fuck yeah, we need to hear that tonight."
Yes, indeed. I'm sure y'all did. I'm sure y'all acted up. I'm sure you and him acted up Saturday night when that song came on.
Did.
But not even when that song came on. I'm sure y'all acted up the whole damn night.
That whole party from the video.
I am just sad that I missed it, but you know, I was supposed to do my God
and
Kids'
I'll tell you what, next
party.
year, don't worry about a weird costume or anything. Just throw on a T-shirt or something to make a half-ass gesture and come, because it is so much fun. We have such a great time. And I'm gonna get semi-religious here, but it's a great fellowship. You know, you're in there with you're in there with so many cool people.
You experienced that when you first came into the lounge and you actually sat there. And Brandon greeted you very nicely.
But that's not the only lounge that you'll experience.
No, it is not.
It's not.
But I will say, a lot of the lounges need to take a page from Industrial's book, because they are absolutely and 100% the best lounge. The best lounge.
You and I have seen the success a lounge can do if they do take that advice.
Exactly. We have seen it firsthand.
And I'm going to shit out. Yeah. Wild Cigar Bar in Burleson, Texas.
Yes. And where did they get theirs from? They took a page out of Industrial's book.
No. They didn't take a page. They sat for hours with Dave and them.
They took a page because they sat for hours.
They took half a book.
They took a page out of there because why do you think they're so successful? Why do you think their fellowship is where it is? It's because they sat with the people in Industrial and they learned the etiquette.
So that's the one other cigar lounge that I have seen the most that most people talk about, like online.
Is Wild Cigar?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, why do you think they talk about it? Thank you. Thank you to ICC.
Hey, we need to take him to Wild.
We do need to take him to Wild.
That's a long ass drive.
It sure the hell is. I mean, just tell you. We went.
I lived in Fort Worth for a while.
We went, and it's a long ass. It's a long ass drive.
We'll go all three of us will go. We'll ride my car.
Because we can smoke in his car.
And we smoke in my car.
Oh yeah, we smoke in his car.
And,
we smoke.
and,
Yes, we do.
and I'll provide cigars for us to go down there, and we'll smoke cigars on the way down there.
Shit,
and
I'm
chat
in.
and have a good
Okay.
time.
Well,
Free is
gonna-
my favorite anything.
Okay, well we'll take you.
You know
We'll
what?
take you.
I'll pitch it for gas money.
I don't care about that.
He's not gonna take it. So it's just FYI, he's not gonna take it. So he may need
Well,
a
you know,
favor
that's
along the way.
And that's the other thing.
He'll need a favor.
I used
He'll
to
need a
drive
favor
Uber
along
on the
the way, and
side.
then so you
Oh,
just pay
yeah.
up like that.
And so when the guys needed to go to the airport,
This is who they call.
they would call me if I was.
One of the first shows that I caught at Saturdays at the Shop was when you picked Brandon up when he was coming back from Mexico.
Yes.
At
Yep.
6 a.m. or whatever. And
Yep.
you like handed him a stick. You was like, here you go.
Coach Sean Bellant.
Hold a sec. Larry, Ron was just saying earlier that he's been slacking on sending the pictures and posting the pictures. So hopefully,
I think there's only one picture of me.
I text you and asked you where the pictures are, and you said to me,
No, I mean of me.
just you, anybody. You haven't posted shit.
I know.
So Larry,
I know.
There's a couple
So-
videos,
but they're not from Ron.
That's
They're not
true.
from Ron.
No.
So Larry, by tomorrow, that is Ron's deadline tomorrow. That
Otherwise,
he
she's
needs to
gonna put a
post.
foot in my ass,
He needs to
and then
post
then I'm
those
gonna be
pictures
crippled,
and whatever
and she's gonna
videos
be
that
crippled.
he has, because I've already asked him about that, and he didn't, and he has not done it. So I'm right there with you, but I got you, buddy. Got you.
So talking about those other lounges, I went to. So when I first started, it was a Saturday afternoon, and I went over to that big one over in the Colony,
I'm sorry.
and walked into
Cigar International. Oh, the meat market.
I wasn't gonna say names,
Okay.
but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna call you out because I don't. I'm
was-
gonna call you
it
out.
was Cigar
That's what it
International,
is.
and I
It's
did,
big. It's too big, and it's no.
The staff is not knowledgeable.
I felt like a number.
Yep.
And you are
I
when
felt
you
like
walk
a
in
number.
there. You are exactly a number,
you're
and
gonna
that's how I
overpay for
feel.
drinks.
That's how I feel.
Well,
when I walk in
I knew
there.
I wasn't gonna stay.
Well,
I was just trying to see what else was out there.
I mean, okay.
No, what do you like? No.
Now I will
nothing.
say this about them: they do have a lot of sticks in there that are good sticks. They have a lot of good sticks in there. But as far as sitting there and staying, it's not something you probably really want to do.
It can get overwhelming.
It is
quickly.
very overwhelming.
And if you don't know what you're doing, there's really nobody to help you.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So, but when you go into the humidor, the staff is in there to help you. Then they're great. I'm gonna give them props for that because they are great. However, when you come out of the humidor, when you smoke your stick and you're like, well, what do I want to drink with it? There's no one really to say, hey,
This pairs
well with this. This pairs well with that. So I will say that.
Yeah.
It's not a place that I frequent
So-
very, very often. It's not. Now I will go get some sticks
my
there.
Cigar International story is first time I went there, I was actually picking Nathan up at the airport.
And you need some sticks, right?
And we were talking about neither one of us had been to CI yet. And I said, well, let's stop in there real quick and check it out. And he goes, sure. So we went in there, and I'm a Scotch guy, so I bought us.
Okay, I need someone's lighter because I'm gonna have to give my lighter to Nathan to fix because if your lighter is busted or you having issues with it,
Yeah.
you give your lighter to
I
Nathan.
need two
Because
of
Nathan
mine
is
filled for sure.
Nathan is
I'll tell you
a
what.
whiz at fixing
I'll tell
your
you what.
shit.
Andrew's a golf player, no cigars. Brandon is marketing branding expert, no cigars. Dave is in oil and gas, no cigars. Nathan is in cigars, no cigars, and everything else.
Every
with it.
accessory
In
you
fact,
want to know
they,
about it.
They are the first ones to admit that if you got questions about leaves and processes and stuff like that,
You go to Nathan.
He's the one to go
Nathan
to.
is
You
the
go to
one
Nathan.
to go to.
The whole Franks family they're phenomenal.
Nathan's
they're
not.
so great.
I've only
They're helpful.
interacted with him just
That boy,
just by
and I say
happenstance.
boy because I've got sons older than all those guys, but Nathan has a book. He wrote a book that's been published. He's an
Wow.
author.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Nice. Didn't
But,
know that about Nathan. And Nathan is a new homeowner too, like me. Yeah. So we share
And
that.
y'all aren't too far away from each
We
other.
are not. We are not.
And just I know everybody brags about Brandon. but one of me and him kind of have a little connection that we've both had a job where we kind of like had to restrain people, and he tells a story of I think he was I don't know if it was a mentally disturbed place or something. It was like for him right out of college that he was going to check on a guy who had ripped the doorknob off his door. And he said when he slowly opened the door, he said that guy reared back and threw the doorknob at him and hit him right in the forehead. And
Well, that would explain a lot of things.
so he learned like what I do, and we kind of have a little bit of connection there.
Well, let's talk about that. What do you do?
So
Because I've got a lot of respect for what you do.
So I'm a special education teacher. I started out working with kids with autism and Down syndrome, and I was just talking about this the other day at school. I have a cousin who's got severe epilepsy, grand mal seizures that I've just.
Yep.
He's 10 years older than me, and I've grown up with him my whole life.
Right. Okay.
Love that guy. Me and my brother have always talked about writing a book of all the isms that he said, and we went to his graduation party in Omaha, Nebraska. That
and that's where the Franks are
yeah,
from.
exactly.
And Busy as well.
Yep.
Busy and the Franks are they're from Omaha, Nebraska too. So
my
that's cool.
my uncle's in the Army, so they traveled a lot. Well, he just happened to graduate from Omaha, Nebraska, and we went up for his graduation party. And my aunt said it's okay to laugh because it was a bunch of special needs. I say kids. They're like kids, they're just doing some things, some wacky things. And she was like, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. Well, anytime we were out in public, my cousin would come up to me and my brother and just nail us on the arm. Just hit us out in public. Well, me and my brother would rear back and hit him back. Well, all these people that we didn't know would be like, who are these two assholes?
Hitting this kid.
hitting this guy here. Should they step in?
Oh,
and I was always growing up that they're no different.
They are not.
They
are not.
they're no different, and they don't want you to treat them any differently either.
Correct. So
Exactly.
So one of my first years there, we were in a PE class and they were playing kickball, and I was getting them out every time. I was catching the ball. I was telling them to go, go to the back of the line.
Yeah.
And I had a student come over to me and say, "Why do you not like these kids?" And I go, "What do you?" I go, "What do you mean?"
That's
They
a
don't like
bald-faced
these
lie.
kids.
Yeah.
That is a bald-faced lie.
I go, well, look, I'm going to make fun of you like I make fun of them and vice versa. And I go, they're not more special than you are. I go, they want to be treated the same.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's all they want.
And you can see the students like kind of think, like, oh, maybe I've been, thinking about this all wrong. And I've just grown up with that whole mentality, and I still do that to this day. Well,
my first wife's brother, my brother-in-law, had Down syndrome, Tony, and I loved him with all my heart, and he was so much fun to be around, and he was so fun and funny. And you don't make fun of those people, and you laugh at them, but you're actually laughing with them.
yes,
And that's the deal. And,
Yeah.
and Tony, I never treated Tony like anything differently than I treated anybody else. And all Tony wanted to do was to do good and to work.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
they got him a little job at one of the centers. And at that time, he was back when you could get toys out of cereal boxes.
Yeah.
They would go through and pull all the toys
Yeah.
out and of the toy boxes, or out of the cereal boxes. And back when I went to school, the special ed kids rode the same bus as we did.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yes.
And
Absolutely.
I had several kids that were in the special ed classes that rode the school bus with me, and I treated them just like and we got along just fine. We never had any problems. And in fact, on more than one occasion told him, quit jacking with these guys, you
Yeah.
know, because people wanted to fuck with them, and I wasn't going to go for that. But in fact, I took journalism my junior year of high school, and I wrote an article, and the school refused to publish it because the whole point was, why are we in special ed classes trying to teach math and English and stuff like that to these guys instead of trade skills?
Correct.
And because it was such a controversial topic at the time, they refused to publish it.
Well, at the time,
and we're talking early 80s.
Well, absolutely, because in our era, that's what it was. They did not want to offend anybody. They wanted you to treat them differently.
Exactly.
And the kids did not want to be treated differently.
No.
They want to be treated the same, because one of my good friends, I call him my brother, love him to death. I know his whole entire family. Matter of fact, his niece is my goddaughter, and her cousin has Down syndrome, and she is in high school this year, and she goes to regular high school.
Yeah.
She wants to be treated the same.
Yep.
The same. There's nothing. I don't look at her any different than I look at her cousins.
No, I mean,
or my goddaughter.
Tony passed away a few years ago, and I tell you what, it just broke my heart because he was such a good. And I'm not going to say kid because he was close to my age. He was a fine young man.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And I don't know about when y'all went to school, but I know when I went to school, they were kind of in the corner of the building.
Yeah.
That
They had their own little section.
you would have never known
that they were even there
They were
because
there.
they kept them up. They kept them away from everybody, and that's not
Yep.
what they wanted to do.
But you know,
that is the same. That is the same thing.
That's what inspired the whole article. Was, like I said, I rode the bus with a couple of people who rode the same bus with me, and they were smart. They
Smarter than us, shit.
They just had some problems.
Oh yeah,
and they were such good people, and people wanted to treat them differently. And I said, why are we doing this? And why are we trying to teach them things that they're not going to retain when we could teach them stuff they could retain and be successful in life? And eventually, and you know, and we've gotten better with it, but you know, live on their own with it to a certain extent.
Yeah, my cousin lives in a group home with 3 other guys that he calls his brothers.
Yep.
And that's what the school
and the love that those people have.
Oh, absolutely.
And I say those people. The
don't say those
I'm
people.
sorry.
Oh, we know what you mean.
Don't say those people.
The
Josh,
love
you need a
that-
refill,
that-
honey, because
Not yet. I've been talking a lot, but I want to say that the school that I teach
But you're getting some anyway.
awesome.
So
The school that I teach at does
you're with us,
a
so you're gonna drink.
phenomenal job of including those kids in everything.
Yes.
Whether
they need
it's
to be
That's
part
good.
of the
That's
extracurriculars.
athletics,
Exactly.
there's cheer, band, riding the bus to football games, to being on the sideline, to
Absolutely.
being ball boys or helping with
Yes,
athletics.
absolutely,
I always-
absolutely.
I always-
They want to be treated the same. At
I
the end of the
always
day,
loved-
they are just as normal as anybody
Yep.
else,
And I
that's how we
always
would treat
loved
them.
seeing Tony. Every time I'd go to visit, and he was still living with his mom and dad, I got a big hug out of him. I loved him.
They give the
and-
best hugs.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
they? Don't they?
Absolutely. Now,
Hug me tight. Ooh.
so now on the opposite side of that, 5 years ago, I got moved into our I want to say our behavior room, and it's the 1% of students who will say "fuck you," I'm not doing that, or they'll come at you with a pencil or a fist or something, and nobody told you that. When you first started in the teaching business,
Right, that you're gonna face that. You're gonna face that.
That you may or
the
may
helmet
not,
with the shield on it,
that you may have to restrain a teenager. And the first time I did it, it stuck with me for like
it messed you up
for like 3 days.
Yeah, it messed you. It messed with you, right? Because it was
absolutely. And it's just I don't want to say something wrong, but something just isn't wired like the rest of us.
Yes,
and
that's
and they can get mad, and once they hit that red line, it doesn't matter who you are, but
it doesn't matter.
But then we can go back being friends until the next time.
Yeah.
But that's and mental illness is that way across the board.
It is across the board.
When my mother had Parkinson's, and in her final days, she got to the point where she couldn't move on her own. We were having to pick her up and carry her around and move her around. And the last time I saw her, her speech had deteriorated to the point where she couldn't really talk. And to see the frustration on her face trying to talk to us, and we couldn't understand what she was saying, was heartbreaking.
It is.
And,
it is.
And I know that like your students, they get to a certain point where they're trying to express something and they're not able to do so properly, and they get so frustrated and angry, they lash out.
No,
that's exactly what it is.
Most of the time, they're trying to communicate to you, and they just don't know how.
They just don't.
Exactly.
So I commend you.
Oh, I tell people
it is tough.
I tell people what I do for a living.
It's a tough profession. It really is.
Some days it's awesome, and some days it's well. A couple weeks ago, I had to restrain a student, and I was gonna go work out that day, but I didn't feel like it, and then I was like, I got a couple hours to kill. I'm just gonna stop into the lounge. I've never done this before, and Brandon saw the look on my face 2 steps into the place, and he was like, "You doing all right?" And I'm like, "Not really."
Yeah.
And he goes,
I tell you what, I want to commend you on that.
Yeah.
Instead of saying it's another beautiful day in paradise.
No, you were honest because you had a tough day.
But you know what?
And you went to the lounge because you knew that's where you
good
can.
lounge
you can
employees
get,
are like bartenders.
Yes.
"Oh,
Yeah.
100%."
Yeah. You knew that you can go in there and be relaxed, and people were gonna not judge you, and you can get some of the relief.
So I kind of sat by myself on purpose.
Yeah.
And
because you need that.
And Brandon comes by, got a cigar, and he goes, "You want some whiskey?" And I'm like, "I'm never gonna turn down whiskey."
And hello.
So he brought a glass out, filled it with whiskey. I sat there for like an hour and a half, and rinsed out the glass, and gave it back to him, and was like, "Thank you." And that's pretty much how the culture is over at ICC.
And that is why we love ICC and the Frakes family.
Yes.
And that is why.
But you know what?
Other
In general,
cigars,
that's why we love the cigar culture. And
the fellowship is just amazing.
fellowship.
Yeah.
The fellowship, like you can't ask for anything more. Like if you can get that in other lounges, that's great. But I guarantee you that you're not going to get that special type of fellowship.
And it doesn't matter what kind of person you are.
Yeah, you're going to get that at ICC.
I think there was one night I was looking around, and I know we're not supposed to do this anymore, but I'm like, I'm talking to about 9 or 10 black guys, and I'm the only white guy in there.
And sometimes and sometimes you are going to be that, and that's okay. But guess what? Everybody's going to treat you like their brother.
Oh, 100%.
Everybody's going to, hey, have you tried this stick? Oh, no. Oh, here you go. Hand you a stick.
And then
that's what it's about.
And that's just
it's
the icebreaker.
Culture, the fellowship, and it's just so.
Well,
there's so much love in that shop. It's ridiculous. It's
I've stolen this from Dave on more than 100 occasions, but he always says this is the great equalizer. When you go into a lounge and you're having a cigar, the cigar is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter what your race, religion, politics is. You're there to enjoy a cigar. You're there to have a good time, and everything else doesn't matter.
Right?
No,
they see no color. They see no color.
And they, you've got. I've tell people that, like, hey, I've started.
So I will caveat
this.
I will caveat. If you're racist, don't go to a cigar lounge because you're going to get thrown out.
Especially if I'm in there.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
My entire family is mixed. My entire family is mixed, and I love it.
My best friend in high school was a black guy, and somebody accused me of being a racist, and I went, "Really?" I was married to a Hispanic, and my best friend was a black guy. How am I racist?
Hey, so my parents are divorced. My stepmom is white. My sisters and brothers are half white and half black. There was 6 of us. There's 3 boys and 3 girls. The youngest one just recently passed away, so we're having a memorial on the 5th of this month for him. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there, but my siblings will Zoom me in. But we love each other Like, there's no demand. Like, we go to bat for each other.
Yep.
No,
Well, you
it
know,
doesn't
that's-
matter.
If you can
And
just
that's
sit
the
people
Like-
down, give them a cigar, and just have them talk
And
to each other.
I have said that if we could get all world leaders in a lounge smoking cigars together, in no time we'd have world peace.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
let me finish. And the ones who did not sign on for world peace are the drama queens we don't want in there anyway. We need to get rid of them.
Okay.
The when they had Jamond on the other day at
Yep.
Cigar Talk Live, and you know
He's been on my show a couple times.
yeah, he
Not with me, though. I didn't get him drunk.
he
So when he does come on again, I probably will, since I was ended up getting this one drunk.
after the show, you know, he sat and talked to me like we'd known each other for years.
Exactly. That's exactly.
When he sees me, he comes up and where you been?
I
He gives
hug-
me a big old hug.
I give him a big hug every time I see him.
Every
and
time.
You would never know he's a
he's
cigar
another
brand
brother.
owner.
Yeah,
and-
you would
Yeah.
never know.
No.
He's another
Jamon is
brother
the
from
owner of
another
DC
mother,
Cigars,
you know?
and like that whole, like again, I will say it always and again, that the entire line is phenomenal. It's fantastic. Why do you think ICC carries it? I mean,
Well, you know, and
you can get every stick in there that they have.
hopefully next weekend we're gonna have a guy on. Or I say next weekend. Next week we're gonna have a guy on that I met at another cigar lounge who has his own line of liquor, looking at getting into cigars, and him and I were talking, and we got talking about that whole conversation of the cigar company owners and stuff like that. They are a very close knit family, and they are very supportive.
They are.
You've
They're
got
very
you've got a very small few cigar company owners who are just aloof and goofy and whatever. But for the most part, they're all very close. They're very supportive, and it's not uncommon to see them getting together and having dinner and drinks and talking about cigars. And they're a family. Cigar company owners are a family in themselves.
And you would never know.
And they're very
Darren, that
supportive.
Darren would have been one. You know, he would talk to everybody at the lounge.
Exactly.
The last time he was here, and was it him or was it his idea who came up with the passport?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You know, and just
Yes.
handing out boxes when you fill that passport
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
Who does that? I mean,
Which I know somebody like.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Ron and Chris. I'm gonna call them out. Ron and Chris. Yes,
Now, wait a
they
minute,
got their
wait a minute.
passport filled,
And
and
wait a
they got
minute.
and they got their box. Yes,
And
they
wait a
did.
minute, you had one.
I did.
Weren't they like 14 years old or?
2013.
Oh, okay.
They've been sitting.
I
in
thought
his,
they were.
No, they've been sitting in his in his storage since 2013, and they're no
Yeah.
longer produced.
Just
Yeah.
private storage.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So if you got that passport filled out,
No, I got one now.
Did you get? Did you? I didn't give you one, did I?
well, after the
no,
show,
no.
we'll have to, we'll
Did
have
I?
to hook
You,
you up.
I still
Did I?
still have this one in my humidor that I have to smoke with you. You gave me the Byron.
Oh, I did.
Ooh,
yeah.
you got a Byron?
Yes,
indeed, honey. Yes, indeed.
I'm not smoking till we have time to.
We will do that.
That I'll.
And you know what? We need to do that on camera. And I said that when I gave it to you.
Yeah, you probably did.
I probably did.
Of
But
course,
we
it
were-
was in the
but
middle of the show.
We've been drinking.
Oh, see, you see how alcohol
We
does?
always make promises
look,
while we're drinking.
Look,
right?
alcohol will make you do some shit. Alcohol is a terrible thing for some folks. I will say that.
Yeah.
I
But
told
some-
you my motto, everybody. I have two mottos. It's another beautiful day in paradise, and alcoholism, a terrible thing to waste.
Moderation's for cowards.
That's right.
we don't waste any liquor.
And AA is for quitters.
Everything about the cigar culture is something that I never would have imagined. I didn't know that this many people smoke cigars, how many friendly people that you're going to meet, and how nice and giving that those people really are.
Well, welcome to the family.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
And now you're part of the Tales from the Lounge family.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
You
are.
got a t-shirt.
Man, got a
and
t-shirt.
He got a t-shirt and everything. Yes, he did.
And
Yes,
one
he did.
one thing you got to know about me that I'm a t-shirt whore.
Oh, well, you know.
Oh,
you have
really?
to, okay,
yeah.
so in that
I definitely
case,
collect
please
them.
make sure that
Well,
you
have you-
visit Adrian's shop and
Yep.
Cigars and Guns, and then I still got to get me a hoodie. So if I'm getting a
I
hoodie,
definitely
If
do.
you don't
need
get
to
the
get me a
hoodie,
hoodie.
at least get in on the T-shirt of the month.
Hey,
Yep.
and not even that, get the hat, dude. The hat that you like so much that he.
Yeah,
had
and
on.
the two things that I love, cigars
Hey.
and guns.
I look horrible in a ball cap. And
Okay, so we won't give you one.
I think
Yeah.
you pull it off backwards.
Nah, no.
That's
no.
that. No.
No.
Listen,
He
if
don't
you
get
don't
the
know
hat.
if
Look,
you don't know how to
I
wear
can
a
pull off
ball
the
cap
hat.
properly, I think you just need to leave it.
All right,
Just go ahead.
hold on. Are you curve bill or flat bill?
I don't care about the bill. I care about the angle.
No, that's
If
You
it's-
have to.
if
No.
it's
If
not
you're
straight,
no.
there's two people
School
in this
him,
world.
school him,
There's
school
two
him,
people
school
in this
him.
world. There's flat bill and there's curve bill. You
Yeah.
gotta pick one.
He doesn't, because he's not a hat kind of guy, so he's
No.
not going to be able to pick it, so he doesn't know. So he's going to have to just try both of them to figure out which one
This-
he likes the best. And I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't going to look good on his ass.
Exactly. But
So,
I do.
But we'll get him just one,
Now,
so
wait
he
a
can say
minute.
that he has
I
one.
do have two hats that look good on me, and you know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Fedora,
Yeah. But
cowboy.
I had them custom
no.
made. I had to have them custom made. I've got such a small head, believe it or not. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. On this show, my head is this big, but
And
in
in
real
my-
life,
and
it's
the
only
person
this
is
big.
very, very small.
And it's so hard to find a hat that fits properly.
I got a small head, too. I just got
And
a lot of hair
so,
on my head.
Franklin, who came in and did
Yeah.
the custom hats, he made me two awesome hats. In fact, he made one to go with that special smoking jacket I've got.
Yes.
And then when
Oh,
I
you
got,
got a special smoke.
Yeah, he's got a special smoking jacket.
Yes, I
on.
do.
Oh, that's big time.
no,
Yeah.
it's Amazon cheapy, but
You know, he's.
but I do need to get me a proper smoking jacket at some point. But the other one is a straw that I had made before I went to Cuba, and it was phenomenal.
Well, it is actually 8:14. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I
Thank you,
I hope
Rhonda,
you're
for
smoking
cutting us
well.
off.
Well, I mean, hey, I gotta get somewhere else too. I gotta get to ICC.
Party Girls
Yeah.
got 12 other places to
I
hit
gotta go to
before
ICC.
2 a.m.
Hey.
And then 3 more after that.
Don't tell my business. Anyway, I tell it myself. Don't tell my business. I tell it myself. I gotta get to ICC because I haven't seen my home for a while, and I didn't get to make the Halloween party this year,
And you're so close.
and I'm so close. So why not? So yes, I do have somewhere else to get to carry on.
Good to see you on, Nick. I know you're late,
Yes.
but welcome to the
Thank
show.
you, Nick. Thank you for joining us.
Before
take the
we sign
recap and
off,
watch-
I want to thank you two for having me. It's been a blast.
Absolutely.
And we hope to
Definitely.
have you on some
We'll
other
have you on
ones.
again.
I hope some people learn
because-
some stuff.
Well, we're gonna have you on again because not only are you gonna smoke that Byron with him, but you're gonna smoke it with me too.
Okay.
So how dare him give you a Byron and not smoke it with me either?
Now, listen, that means she's hooking me for another Byron for her. Because she
Let me
knows I'm
tell
not
you-
going to let her do it without it.
Ronda's my boy, so whatever I want, I get. I'm kind
Is
of
that how it is,
I see
Ron?
that.
I'm a little spoiled. He's spoiled too. He is spoiled too. I got some stuff for
Hey,
him.
listen, I'm not spoiled. I just know how to earn my biscuits.
Yeah, you won't earn your biscuits today, bro.
I'm trying to earn some of that Eagle Rare myself.
Okay,
So,
well, you know what? How about that? The next time you're on with us, I will bring a bottle of Eagle Rare.
All right, I'll bring a lighter.
Since I have about 8 bottles. And a Blanton's, but we're not touching that one until I get another one. But anyway. So anyway, tonight we were smoking what? The 1792?
No, we
We're
were
drinking the
smoking
1792.
Oh,
Oh,
we're drinking.
see?
And
See?
we're smoking
See?
the Techuahe.
See?
The
That's that
Tamagotchi?
buzz kick. That's that buzz kicking in.
How you say it?
Techuahe.
Tatawahe.
Yes.
Tatawahe.
And I used to remember what that meant, and I've gone brain dead.
Okay, but that's okay. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We love you guys. Larry, we love you. Thank you for always supporting us.
And can't wait to see you and Julie back here.
Yes, we cannot wait.
I'm
to see
still
you
bucking
guys.
for you to just move here, goddammit.
You need to. If
Give your wife a kiss for me. Slip her a little tongue, but
make sure we want to give
Oh,
our
now
good
it's that
shout
kind
outs
of show.
to. We've given
It
a lot
could
of
be.
shout outs to. We're giving a lot of shout outs to ICC because that's our family. I love them. They love us, and we'll always be there. We'll always be with them. But also Adrian from Guns and Smoking
Cigars and guns?
Yeah,
Cigars
cigars
and
and guns. See, this is this night, the 17, what is it?
1792
kicking
Single
in.
barrel.
And yeah,
Small
batch.
Oh,
small,
yep.
small,
Small
batch.
batch.
Kicking in. But I do need to get me a hoodie and a hat, obviously.
Also, look forward here soon for cigar lounge reviews
Yes, because
by Rhonda and I.
Yes,
Oh,
we are
I'm-
going to be doing a
I'm
few
looking
of
forward
those.
to that.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
going to be
We're
doing
gonna-
a few of those.
There are-
not a few. We're going to be doing a lot of those.
There are over 85 in the DFW area
yes,
alone.
so
we're
we
gonna
are
hit them
going
all,
to hit them
and
all.
then we're going to start expanding out and
Yes.
expect to see us in Oklahoma, Louisiana,
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yes.
We're going to start hitting those and doing some lounge reviews. Thanks everybody for showing up. Have a great night.
We love you guys.